Let's be honest with each other for a second. Are you feeling the pinch? I mean, are you really feeling it? That slow burn anxiety every time you walk into a grocery store, that little flinch when you see the price of apples, that deep breath you have to take before you look at your heating bill. You are not alone. It feels like we're all just trying to keep our heads above water, trying to make the numbers work in a world where the numbers just don't seem to add up anymore. We're pinching pennies, skipping the small joys, and putting our big dreams, like buying a home, on an indefinite, heartbreaking hold. And while we're all down here, white-knuckling it through the month, what's the view from the top? Well, if you ask late show host Stephen Colbert, the view is, let's just say, different. In a series of blistering monologues this week, Colbert didn't just tell a few jokes. He captured that raw, collective feeling of frustration we all have. He held up a mirror to the jarring, infuriating, two-tiered reality we're living in. He zeroed in on President Trump, calling him an old Nepo billionaire who simply does not understand how hard it is for regular people to survive these days. Ouch. But as the old saying goes, where is the lie? Colbert flashed a devastating new survey showing that public satisfaction in America is at its lowest point since 1951. 1951. Consumers have not felt this bad since we fed our babies cigarettes, Colbert joked, and we all laughed that dark, knowing laugh. We're living through a moment of deep, profound unease. We're worried about our future, our kids' future, and whether we can even afford pasta for dinner. And the response from the White House? While we're counting our pennies, while most Americans can't afford a house or pasta to cook it in, Trump is slathering the White House in gold like an Ottoman sultan freebasing nougat, Colbert observed, his voice dripping with disbelief. He was, of course, talking about the massively expensive and controversial plan to destroy a part of the historic East Wing of the White House to build a gigantic, opulent ballroom. As Colbert put it, you may recall that Donald Trump destroyed the East Wing of the White House to build a massive compensation for his weird tiny penis. The jokes are brutal, but the image is what sticks. The image of tearing down history to build a monument to luxury, all while the people who paid for it are struggling. It's a modern-day let them eat cake, and it's a slap in the face. The 50-year mortgage solution, that's actually a trap. But the Golden Ballroom is just a symbol. It's the policy that Colbert roasted next that truly feels like an attack on our future. Let's talk about the solution to the housing crisis that Trump is reportedly pushing, a 50-year mortgage. Did you just shudder? I did. This isn't a joke. This is a real plan, reportedly pitched to the president by Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pult. And how was this revolutionary, generation-altering policy pitched? With a 3x5 poster. No, you did not misread that. A poster. The report claims Pult used a simple poster showing Trump's photo next to the 50-year plan, right beside Franklin D. Roosevelt's photo with his 30-year plan. Colbert was completely floored by the absurdity. So he just sees a poster, and 10 minutes later, it's public policy. He yelled, holding up his own hastily made poster of a dancing burger with the words "Reside in" on it. We need to get someone, anyone, into Mar-a-Lago with this poster. But let's get deadly serious for a moment, because this plan is truly terrifying. It's being sold as a good thing, a way to make homes more affordable. The idea is that by stretching your payments out over 5 decades, your monthly bill will be lower. And it's true, it might be, by a few $100s. But it's a trap. It's a financial life sentence. What they don't advertise on that 3x5 poster is that you would pay almost double the amount of interest compared to a normal 30-year mortgage. You would be shackled to that debt for your entire working life and possibly into retirement. You would build equity at a snail's pace, making it nearly impossible to ever move or use your home as a financial asset. It's not a path to homeownership. It's a path to permanent debt. It's a plan that makes banks richer by locking generations of regular people into a cycle they can never escape. Colbert summed up this hell of a leap perfectly. I haven't seen a deal this bad since Payless ran their infamous promotion, buy one, get scabies. Let them eat, half a Thanksgiving. This feeling of being sold a bad deal while being told it's a good one is everywhere. It's the disconnect of the century. Colbert also tore into Trump's attempts to convince people that they actually like his economy that they hate. He pointed to Trump's repeated bragging that a Thanksgiving meal basket from Walmart is 25% cheaper than last year. Sounds amazing, right? A win for the little guy. Just one problem. It has half as many items as last year. It's not cheaper, it's just less. So it's not an apples to apples comparison, Colbert deadpanned, which is good because apples are up almost 5% from last year. He then offered a new version of the old saying, an apple a day? Oh no, I'm ruined. It's this kind of spin that drives us all crazy. It's the feeling of being gaslit by the very people who are supposed to be in charge. The view from the real world. If you want to see the disconnect in real time, Colbert had one more clip to share. On Monday, the host revisited Trump's recent appearance at the Washington Commanders' game against the Detroit Lions. Trump was there for a halftime ceremony, but he probably didn't get the greeting he was expecting. The fans were not happy to see him, Colbert said, before rolling the footage. And there it was. As the president was shown on the Jumbotron, a wave of loud, unmistakable boos and a sea of middle fingers erupted from the crowd. But the real out-of-touch moment came when Trump joined the announcers in the TV booth to try and call the game. As the announcers tried to talk about timeouts and big plays, Trump, missing the memo entirely, launched into a bizarre, rambling ramble. But you can equate sports with life, you know, you have the triumph and you have the problems, and you gotta get through the problems to hit the triumphs. And you can never quit. You can never give up. After he finished his word salad, the two professional sports announcers were just silent. Dead, awkward, painful silence. Monitor tearing. A little rough, Colbert said, wincing. That marks the first time the guys in the booth got brain damage. It's funny, but it's also a perfect, tiny snapshot of the bigger story. It's the story of a man in a golden ballroom who doesn't understand the people in the stands. It's a man offering 50-year debt traps and half-empty Thanksgiving baskets, all while telling us we've got to get through the problems. Colbert's jokes land so hard because they aren't just jokes. They are a voice for our frustration. They're a pressure valve for all of us down here, just trying to survive, while we watch the people at the top build themselves another world.